Today, we're not just telling a story from history. Now, we're conducting a high-level briefing. We're going to reframe a hero's journey into a modern case study on what it really means to be indispensable.
Let's start with a core truth, a fundamental principle of leadership. Behind every great CEO, every game-changing general, there's always that one person, that indispensable operator who actually makes it all happen.
So for the legendary warlord Cao Cao, one of the most brilliant and complex leaders of his era, who was that person? Who was his go-to operator? That's the question we're digging into today.
All right, let's start our analysis by looking at the asset himself. We're not going to treat him like some mythical figure. Think of him as a high-value professional with a career that's absolutely worth breaking down.
Our subject is Xu Chu, and you can think of this as his declassified personnel file. We're about to peel back the layers and see exactly what made this guy tick.
So his profile, it reads just like a modern C-suiter's, right? His title, Chief Personal Security, reports directly to CEO Cao Cao. But the real meat is in the details. Unwavering loyalty. And check out that code name, Tiger Marquis. That tells you everything you need to know about his personal brand and his function in the organization. Okay, so let's move on to his early days, to his proving ground. You know, every top performer has that one moment that puts them on the map. This was his. It's where he showed everyone his raw potential.
We can really think of his first big claim to fame as an early-stage venture. It was a high-risk situation that didn't just show off his brute strength, it also revealed a pretty clever strategic mind at work. So let's break down the project. Step 1, the setup. He offers a trade with some local bandits, an ox for food, simple enough. But then the deal goes sideways. The asset, the ox, tries to bolt. What does he do? He literally grabs it by the tail and drags it kicking and screaming for over 100 paces. The result? The competition was so freaked out they just backed off entirely. See, that's not just strength, that's problem-solving under extreme pressure.
And the impact was immediate. Cao Cao's reaction says it all. By comparing him to Fan Kuai, a legendary protector from an earlier dynasty, Cao Cao is basically saying, I found my guy. This is my cornerstone operator. He saw the value proposition right away.
So, with his value proven, Xu Chu gets moved up to high-stakes operations. Now we're going to analyze two of his most critical projects. One is a masterclass in crisis management, and the other, a full-on competitive takedown.
First up, a classic crisis management situation. Your leader is exposed, everything's going wrong, and the only acceptable outcome is a successful extraction. This was Xu Chu's big test in real time.
Let's look at the report. The threat? A full-blown ambush by a top competitor. His action? Totally decisive. He uses a saddle as a makeshift shield for his boss, while single-handedly rowing them out of there. The outcome? A textbook extraction of a high-value principle from a kill zone. Absolutely flawless execution.
All right, scenario 2, a direct showdown between market leaders. In one corner, you've got Ma Chao, the splendid, a fierce, aggressive warrior. And in the other, our guy, Xu Chu, the Tiger Marquis. This was a head-to-head clash for dominance, plain and simple.
And this was no quick fight. We're talking over 200 rounds. It was a marathon of willpower and stamina. At one point, Xu Chu actually rips off his own armor, fighting bare-chested just to get an edge. That move right there, that shows a total, almost fanatical commitment to neutralizing a threat to his leader's agenda.
So now that we've seen him in action, let's pull back and do a formal performance review. What were the core competencies that truly made Xu Chu an indispensable asset?
When you break it all down, the data points to 4 main KPIs. His incredible strength? We saw that with the ox. Fearless courage? Yeah, the Bare-Chested Duel checks that box. Unyielding bravery? He proved that again and again under fire. But the single most important metric of all was his utmost loyalty. His entire career was built on his dedication to one leader.
His value proposition becomes crystal clear when you look at it this way. I mean, sure, his strength and courage were off the charts, absolutely elite. But his greatest contribution, the thing that made him truly unique, was his loyalty. That was the bedrock of everything.
So let's talk legacy, because we're not just looking at short-term wins here. We're talking about the long-term return on investment that comes from a lifetime of dedicated service.
1. Just 1. That's the number of leaders, the number of organizations that Xu Chu served in his entire professional life. I mean, think about that.
In our modern world of job hopping and side hustles, that kind of focus is almost unheard of. You see, a commitment like that is way more than just loyalty. It's a form of strategic capital. It builds a foundation of stability, trust, and institutional knowledge that you just can't buy. It allows a leader to operate with complete and total confidence in their inner circle.
And if you need one last visceral data point to really understand his dedication, here it is. This isn't just an employee being sad that his boss died. This is, well, it's a profound personal bond that was forged through decades of shared risk. It's the ultimate testament to his commitment.
So we'll end with a big question for you. In a professional world where changing jobs every couple of years is the new normal, what can we learn from a case study like this? What is the real measurable value of an operator who is bound by what is essentially a lifetime contract of loyalty? It's something to think about.